Tell them where we're going.
We're going to Lazydays.
That's right. If you're an RV enthusiast, which you probably are because you're watching our channel, we're going to Adult Disneyland and we're going to take you along with us. So come on along. We are here. Apparently Mother Nature thinks it's funny to give us 55-degree weather here in Florida. So since we're not going to the beach and didn't feel like riding our bikes today, we couldn't think of anything better to do than come to a Disneyland. Lazydays RV, that is. So since we're already thinking about putting a washer and dryer in our Montana, we figured we might as well make a day of this. Take a little field trip and bring you guys along. And who knows what we'll walk out of here with? A new camper, maybe?
I doubt it.
I doubt it too.
Yeah.
We like our Montana. It's only 15 months old, so. But we'll take you around and show you everything they have here, or at least a little bit of what they have, and hopefully we can get somebody to show us around.
It's always fun to look.
Always. By the way, how do you guys like my new sunglasses? I got them just for Florida.
Really?
Yeah. Hi there. So we're here with Shane at Lazydays in Tampa, and he's going to tell you a little bit about their dealership here. This is a large dealership, and like I said, if you're an RV enthusiast, this is Disneyland for RV enthusiasts. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what you have here at the facility and how big it is?
Absolutely. Lazydays is the largest RV dealership on the planet. So we are situated on 126 acres. We have over 234 service bays. Our paint and body shop is larger than most RV dealerships' entire service department. So here we've got, counting Cracker Barrel, which is right next door, we've got 4 restaurants, 2 pools, 2 bars. We are a pet-friendly environment, so we have little dog and big dog separate playground set all over the
just
property.
your dealership facility?
Right. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, and then you also have a campground here
We do
as well.
Yeah, we have 2 campgrounds, 2 swimming pools, 2 bars,
Okay.
and so we've got a separate, like the high-end luxury area, which starts at about $250,000. It has its own set of service bays, RV technicians,
Okay.
delivery site, private restaurant, private campground, and we can drive by that so you can.
Okay, that'd be great. So we're walking into the first restaurant they have here called the Front Porch, and we'll walk in and Shane is telling us they have complimentary beverages here 24/7. And so is this like a cafeteria style thing usually, or?
Yes.
Okay.
We serve breakfast and lunch in here.
Breakfast and lunch 6 days a week.
Right, and then we offer complimentary soft drinks and tea.
So there you have it. Like I said, if you're coming to make a day of it shopping for your new RV, this is the place to do it. So he's going to load us on a golf cart and take us around. As you can see, this is a large facility, so it'd take quite some time just to walk, especially if you don't know where you're going and what you're looking for, where that's located. So that's a nice thing. They'll put you on a golf cart and take you right to what you're looking for. So if you're going to look at a Montana, you might as well start with a Legacy. And this is a 3761 FL, which I believe means front living room. And just look at the full body paint. I think I would go absolutely nuts trying to keep that clean. So we're going to take a real quick 360 around this one, and then we're going to let Shane give us a tour of it. And there's another Legacy right beside it, and I think I like that color better. I think they call that champagne, and we'll see what this one is. It looks like it's got a lot of rear storage. And this is a 3761 as well, front living. So we are going to... All right, Shane, why don't you just give us a tour of this one?
Okay. So up front, let's just start up front here. This would be for your gen prep.
Gen prep.
And then of course over here is where your batteries are. You can see both of them.
And that's all pretty much standard for most Montanas. Everything, this front end all looks pretty much the same.
Right. Of course, they've gone to their, I believe it was 2020, they've gone to the road armor hitch.
And I will say that is a nice hitch.
Yeah.
We tow with a dually, which helps, but I'll tell you what, when our Montana is behind that truck, once we get going down the highway, you almost forget it's there. It's a smooth ride.
Yeah, I used to tell customers if they were looking at a Montana, it didn't matter which floor plan, that they really should consider a one-ton dually.
I didn't really want a dually when we bought that truck, but now that I have it, it's kind of like going from a travel trailer to a fifth wheel. Once you have it, you don't want to go back.
Right.
So
yeah, absolutely. So this is your one-touch leveling, your leveling system for the coach itself. Some instructions, and then part of the Legacy package is, of course, the full body paint, and then you've got your Furrion side cameras and your rear camera.
And that's all standard with the Legacy package now.
Correct. And then you've got your fuel tanks. And then all of your, of course, your...
Got your wet bay. And this is a front living, correct?
That's correct.
So typically the front living rooms, the front storage, or the front basements as I call them, are typically much narrower, but I think that you'll see where they make up for that when we get to the rear.
If I missed something you want me to point out,
I'll certainly do that. What's the name of this color scheme? Do you know? Is this the Cobalt?
Yep, Cobalt. Exactly.
Okay. And so here's where they make up in this particular floor plan
Storage.
for the narrow storage up front.
Crazy, ridiculous.
You can see how.
I'll leave it open the back so you can see all the way across. My running joke with this the floor plan when they've got the raised rear and all of the storage is that they could rent it out to a college student.
Or put the grandkids down there.
Those are the boys. But yeah, this is a ton of storage.
It is. It's similar to the rear den. I mean, the rear den has the 10-foot deeper one with a slide-out tray, but my goodness, I mean, the way we travel now, I know I wouldn't fill this.
Right.
This has the white, what do they call this, country white, or?
The white linen, I believe it is. No, it's not white linen. It is the...
Okay, this is the front living.
cottage white.
Yeah.
So you have two full couches as well as theater seating, and I'll come in here and pan around if you guys can see this. The television goes up and down, so you can lower that down and you can look out your front window. And of course, you've got the full fireplace down below. And this is in the cottage white. He tells us this is the color.
Yes, this one's not looked at. Water maple.
Yes, that's it.
what it is.
Which is that same?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You have a half bath right off the kitchen.
Which I don't like that.
And if that was omitted, that would make an awesome pantry, that space.
Yes.
And
Or even a place for
some
your
pantry
washer and
space.
dryer, too, because then you wouldn't have to go to the bedroom.
Then you step up into the rear bedroom, and that's where you gain all that outside storage in the rear of this. Okay, king size bed. You got washer and dryer hookups in the closet. So, a dual vanity sink in the rear bathroom.
Y'all carry, so when you're out cooking it in your, on the road or whatever, you use rail dishes? Or,
I do.
yeah?
So this is a 3791 RD, which stands for rear den. This was actually our first choice when we bought our Montana. We were going to go with this, and we decided to go with a little shorter rig just because some of the restrictions in some of the state parks and national parks.
So pretty much the kitchen is the exact same.
Kitchen is exactly the same as our
Maybe the island's a smidge shorter.
in our rear living.
Yeah.
What's nice about this is underneath all those big cabinets. You want to open up one of those? These big cabinets down below, I mean, that would be a really good place for things like
Bottled water and
cases
sodas,
of pop or heavy things like that.
drinking water.
And this is what I think they call the champagne color, maybe. So you step up into, you got two couches, very similar to the front living, but in reverse. Have the TV that lowers down so you can have a view if you've backed up to a lake with that big picture window. So we'll go look at the bedroom. I think everything from this point forward is identical to our 3120 rear living. This is has a residential fridge. I'm not sure where the thermostat's at. It's not in the same place. Is there a thermostat on the wall back there? So even in a legacy package, you still get that same faucet that we just replaced in our fifth wheel. Okay, same identical bedroom as the 3120, 3121. Like I said, this was going to be our first choice, but I talked myself out of a 41-foot long fifth wheel just because of some of the places that we like to camp. This would have been pretty tight to get in. And so far, I think we're just as happy with our 3120. What do you think?
Absolutely, because how often do we need a second couch? You know, I
Yep.
mean, basically that's
Yep, exactly.
about
it was the couch, and I'm going to show you the storage here as soon as I walk out. The outside storage is ridiculous. Yeah, I don't know how we could ever fill it up. So, I mean, this is essentially the exact same storage that we have in our 3121. And then in the rear, I'm going to show you where things get ridiculous. And by ridiculous, I mean a good ridiculous. This thing has more storage. I can't imagine filling the amount of storage that this thing has on the outside. Oh, I'm going to need two hands for this. Okay, that's on shocks to hold it up. And you can see that is 10 foot long in there, and I'm going to open up the back. So you have all this storage on the sides, and they left it open so you could put stuff across if you need to. If you've got a couple of single kayaks, you can certainly get those in there. And I'm going to have Tina hold the camera, and I'm going to show you inside there. That is a ridiculous amount of storage for an RV that's not a toy hauler. So I'll have her take that, and I'm going to pull this tray out. So yeah, it goes in 10 feet, but the tray pulls out, and I don't know what the 800-pound weight capacity on this tray. So you can get a whole lot of gear on this tray. We probably could even put our bikes in there and lay them down if we wanted to. I'm sure they'd fit just fine. So you can get kayaks, grills, you name it in there. So if you're taking a lot of crap with you, this is your rig. Okay guys, we're not going to bore you with too much more footage of tours of RVs. They have, I can't even begin to guess how many RVs they have on this lot. Like Shane said, it's 126 acres, their facility here. Absolutely ridiculous. If you're coming down and you're seriously looking to purchase, you could spend days here.
Or even if you just want to go have fun.
Yeah,
It's always fun to look at RVs.
Exactly. On a day like today where Mother Nature is telling us, nah, sorry, it's not a beach day, this is a fun thing to do. So we're pretty much done looking at RVs, and we're going to go over to the accessory store and show you that. And I don't know, we might even find something to eat here. Who knows? So we'll see you over at the accessory store. I'm not sure if I got it on film when Shane was telling us how many RVs they sell here a day. He said on average they sell 25 a day, and when the rush started with this pandemic, they were selling over 40 RVs a day. Can you imagine that? 40 RVs a day.
That's why they have over 120 salesmen.
Yeah, it's no wonder the campgrounds are full now. This is the one type of store that we can both enjoy shopping at together. Let's go see what we can get for the cow. That means condo on wheels, by the way.
So we figured we'd wrap up this video right here where we started in our Montana, which we love very much.
The whole purpose of our trip to Lazydays today was, number one, the weather was kind of crappy, so there wasn't much else to do. Number two, we've been thinking about putting a washer and dryer in our Montana, so we took advantage of the weather situation to make that 45-minute trip to Lazydays and do some comparison shopping. And while there, why not? Go look at some RVs. So this is our ninth RV. So we've had a lot of experience with several different dealers over the years. What was your impression of Lazydays as a dealership?
I was very impressed. I thought Shane Clayton did an awesome job. He took time out of his day to show us around and, you know, take us out on the golf cart, and he didn't have to do that. I mean, he knew that we were not in the market for an RV, and I want to thank Shane for doing that.
Yeah, he did an excellent job. Some of our experiences with other dealerships, for instance, when we bought this Montana, we wanted to see the new colors, we wanted to see the new features, we wanted to see this floor plan. This floor plan happened to be over in an overflow lot somewhere, and the salesman that we initially dealt with was
very lazy.
He was lazy,
Very
and he
lazy.
acted like he was really put out by the fact that we wanted to see this rig. In fact, his question was, are you really serious about buying before I take you over there? Shane was the complete opposite.
Absolutely.
Absolute opposite. He's like, let us show you what we have, what we do for our customers. So if you're traveling and you decide you want a new RV and you're in the Tampa area, they have everything that you could think of that would present an obstacle for you covered. If you trade in, while you're there. They put you up for the night. They put your rig and the new rig door to door, so you can transfer out. You can camp in it. If there's any issues, they'll take care of it right away. I've never seen a dealership do anything like that. So anything you can think of, they have it covered.
And it's awesome, just an awesome place to go just for like a field trip day.
Absolutely.
I mean, I love shopping for RVs.
You've never seen
anything. That's like
anything.
our pastime in the winter in Ohio when there's nothing else to do and we're not in Florida.
Right. We usually have missed the Tampa Super Show, as they call it. And if your schedule doesn't allow you to come down and make the Tampa Super Show, make Lazydays, because that's an RV show in itself, without the crowd and without any pressure. They'll put you on a golf cart. They'll escort you around. They'll feed you complimentary drinks. If your pets are along with you, they have pet parks. I mean, the place, like I said in the beginning of the video, is Disneyland for RV enthusiasts. So I hope you guys enjoyed us taking you along. I know we didn't do a lot of tours of a lot of RVs in the spirit of trying to keep these videos a little bit on the short side, but hopefully we covered enough to pique your interest and make you want to go take a trip to Lazydays. So if you make the trip to Lazydays, be sure and look up Shane Clayton when you get there. He did an awesome job for us, and I'm sure he'll do an awesome job for you. And I'm sure every other salesman, they have 120 salesmen or so, will do the same. But we were so impressed with Shane, we can't help but want to recommend him. So be sure and ask for Shane Clayton when you go to Lazydays, and we'll put some information down below for you. So that's it for our trip to Lazydays.
Please remember to subscribe and like our channel.
And hit that bell if you want to be notified of any future videos that we put out. See you on the next one.
Thanks, everybody.
Hey, I heard you want to leave this place where we grew up. This old town, just put it all behind. Remember you and I would always find somewhere to hide when we were kids, so we could see and hear the water run.